Like, whoa.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. This episode is presented by Underdog. If you're new to Underdog, today's the day. Get $100 in bonus entries when you play just $5 with code It Is What It Is. So we've been partnering with Underdog for a long time, and trust me, y'all, this is the best offer they've ever dropped, so y'all don't want to miss it. Underdog is available in most states, including Florida, California, and Texas, just to name a few. So make sure y'all support the show, hit that subscribe button, lock in your bonus, and start playing today with code It Is What It Is. I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your hosts Mace and Cam.
Killer, what's good?
What's good, y'all? How y'all doing, man?
Chilling, man. That's a good sweater on. What kind of sweater is that?
No, I'm old school, man. This is Nordica, man. I do the yacht, man. The yacht club, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Stat, how you doing, Stat?
I'm good. It's F1 weekend. Y'all, they trying to put me in a car with one of the drivers. I'm scared. Like, I don't know how I'm feeling about that. Have y'all ever done something like that? Like a race car? Like even like high speed too. But
well, yeah, all my like unless it's my truck, all my cars got 240 on the dash. You know what I'm saying? I don't do nothing less than 240 on the dash when I go buy a coupe. Every coupe I'm in is a race car, so I have my own races. I can't speak for murder.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. I only drive convertibles. I really only like convertibles.
So, yeah, what's the highest speed your car go to, Stat?
I think
120.
No, it goes higher than that.
You're in the 200s?
I'll check though. I don't know. I don't go that. I don't like speeding. I won't even go past 70 if I don't have to. Like, I don't like that.
Are you one of them people, Stat, that be on the highway and then you're just like doing the limit all the way?
Slow, go around me. You know why? Especially because growing up in Florida, everybody in Miami likes to race. I do not like that. I will go slow on purpose. Go around me.
That's what it's like when you get a nice car. People always want to drive up on the side of you and go, vroom. Like when you're at the light, they want to see how fast you can go.
Right. It's like, we ain't trying
go around you is wow, Stat. I think you live on the edge, but it's good that you're driving like that. You never had a ticket?
If you couldn't tell, I don't really live on the edge if I don't have to.
You're conservative, Stat?
I wouldn't say I'm conservative. I like to try new things, but if it don't gotta be too crazy, I'm okay. I'm good where I'm at. That's how I
hear
feel.
you.
It'd be like that. Okay, so we're gonna talk about the Bills, the team that Mike said had he didn't say no way, but he said it was very, 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 very unlikely that they would lose. Well, they lost to the Texans 23-19. So Mace, gonna start with you. How do you feel about a Bills loss and the Texans being able to pull this off?
Man, I know they said that the backup quarterback was playing good, but I had no idea. I'm not gonna lie. I stand corrected. I was not in favor of them winning. I thought that they would lose with CJ Stroud. So, for them to actually pull this game off is like it's one of those things that I remember I said this before. You put your foot in your mouth. You remember the saying now? This is where you would use that statement. Yeah, I definitely line stepped. I should have mind my business. And I would think that Josh would bring out the victory. And this is what I mean. Like when you're playing good, and I said this to Killer too, about how they would begin to spiral. Like, and this is what leads to them having that exit in the playoffs. So, even though I was wrong on one side, I was right on another side. and I'm just happy that part of what I was saying came true.
You just find a way to try to make yourself right because the Bills don't usually spiral right now. Nigga force a way to make himself right. That's Harlem nigga, I tell you what, nigga, this is not where the Bills usually spiral at. The Bills usually play good and they lose in the playoffs. This is absolutely not where they spiral at. But listen, this is unfamiliar territory for a lot of teams that we have been grown accustomed seeing doing well. You know, we think about the Chiefs at 5-5. We think about the Bills losing, not winning consecutive weeks in a row. So it's a lot of parity in the NFL, and then the teams that are doing great are teams that we wouldn't have usually expected to be doing good this year. But you're not going to win a game when you get sacked 8 times and throw 2 interceptions and fumble the ball. It was just too much going on, and to be honest with you, that Texas Stadium, it sounded like they wanted to compete with Seattle Stadium because Seattle has the loudest crowd in the NFL. You know, they do meters to see who has the loudest crowd, and they couldn't hear on the offensive line. There was penalties, offsides, because it was very loud and it rattled the offensive line of the Buffalo Bills. But yeah, they got sacked 8 times. Pardon me, Josh Allen got sacked 8 times through 2 interceptions, and you're not. That's just not a winning formula. So I stand corrected as well. I picked the Bills to win this game also, but what this does is this just gives a better chance for the Patriots, a bigger gap pause to win that division. So I know that they're excited looking at that loss. So if they go in Sunday and get a win, uh, it looks really good moving forward for them to possibly win the division and earn a playoff spot early.
Now
Do
that
you
brings
think?
us. Oh, go
Oh
ahead, Mace.
God.
What
You
you gonna
sure?
say, Mace?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, are we ready to take Davis Mills serious? Because I mean, he's getting it done. You know.
Well, I think for this season that, you know, probably you got to think about it's about momentum, and when you have momentum, you just don't want to stop momentum. We've seen this happen several times. Like when it comes to that position, quarterbacking, it's continuity. You called it last week, Murder. Even though I didn't disagree with you, but you had a great point. It just was like nothing else to do. Throwing Shedeur in that game was almost a crime. You know what I'm saying? But you don't have no snaps, you don't have no repetitions, you don't have no practice, and you put him in that game, and it's like, yo, how do you expect him to perform? But when you have continuity, and not just continuity, chemistry, and you're winning, even if you're the star quarterback, you got to sit down. We're seeing that right now in Arizona, even though Arizona hasn't been winning, but we're seeing that with Jacoby Brissett and Murray and Kyler Murray. And it's like, bro, even though Kyler Murray's the franchise quarterback, Jacoby Brissett is playing really good. So what do? I think right now you leave him in there and we'll see what happens. But when you're winning, it's hard to bring somebody back, even though they're the star quarterback or franchise quarterback. And this season, my personal opinion. Right now, as long as they want to keep it as it is.
So Cam, you're on the record saying you agree with what I said last week. I'm
I
just
agree with
making
you.
sure I heard you.
I absolutely agree with you. But what I'm saying is, I agree with your opinion, but it wasn't any other choice.
Okay.
Like what I'm saying is this: like, yeah, it was almost a crime to put Shedeur in there. But let me ask you this, Murder: what would you have done after the quarterback get hurt? What was the next choice? Put a linebacker in the quarterback. What was the choice? I don't know. Put a receiver at quarterback position. What was the next option? I'm trying to figure out what was the next choice if you didn't put
Okay,
Shedeur in.
I just want to know that you came around, so I just want to know it. You know, if
No,
you
I'm saying I agree with your theory and saying that yes, it was fucked up to put him in. But what I'm saying is That's more on the coaching staff. Yo, bro, this football, not talking about you. It's football. How the fuck y'all niggas don't have the backup quarterback getting any reps when anything can happen? The quarterback, look, we talk
Yeah.
about it, right? Motherfucking Aaron Rodgers, a couple years when he played for the Jets, he got hurt on the second play of the season. For the whole season, he got hurt on the second play. How don't you give your backup quarterback reps and then expect him to do good? So I'm definitely agreeing with your theory. It was a crime to put him in there, but that's more on the fucking Cleveland Browns coaching staff. Anybody can get hurt at any time in any sport. How the fuck you don't give a backup practice to get in there? But it was no other option.
Yeah, they definitely. What I'm trying to say is they probably didn't even have him taped up. he was he was not ready. You know how when somebody's on the sideline playing around all season, like my boy Timmy Giddens. Shout out to Timmy Giddens, just playing around on the sideline the whole time. And then you throw him in the game. The coach say take the free throws serious, and we down one, and he's the guy that got to shoot the free throws.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you gotta practice people with, especially quarterbacking, man. It's the most important position in American sports, bro. So yeah, I agree with you when I say throwing them in there was a crime, but it was like, what was the other option? If you ain't give Shedeur no reps, you didn't know damn well the third quarterback ain't get it. He might not even showed up. He might have been chilling with the kickers in practice.
Mm.
Facts though. But on the upside, it's like I know it was a bad situation, but at least like we're finally getting that Shador time because people didn't even think that was going to happen because nobody really expected something to happen to Dylan Gabriel either. So to even get down to third string, now this is his time. So we'll see how he does versus the Raiders, and hopefully it's a positive outcome. But yeah, it's just been unfortunate on all angles on different teams just throughout the season for sure. Okay.
This is where he ball out and get a watch deal. This is where you get that watch deal right here. A new Audemars or something. Richard Mills, somebody got to give him a deal. Once he started balling and he throw his watch up, I can't wait for it.
Well, listen, of course we rooting for Shedeur, nigga. Like, I'm praying for Shedeur to do fucking well. But they offensive line stinks. Joe Flacco couldn't get it done. You see, Joe Flacco leaves the Cleveland Browns and then go ball the fuck out in
Mhm.
Cincinnati. Don't get me wrong, you got some great wide receivers over there. Then you got Dylan Gabriel in protocol percussion because niggas is fucking him up.
Yeah,
So, of course, first of all, I'm praying Shedeur do good, and then I'm praying that he's protected while he's out there because Cleveland offensive line is just letting niggas do whatever they want to their quarterbacks.
yeah, that's true.
Very true. Okay, so we started talking about the Patriots. Now we got another Patriots take that I want to see if you guys are in alignment with. So Cam Newton expressed he believes the Patriots 9-2 start is fool's gold because they haven't played a tough schedule. He said it has fool's gold written all over them, cubic zirconia, middle of the mall. So my first question before we just I know that
The
was clever.
middle of the mall is wow.
So before we get into like the rest, because there's a couple things we're gonna break down. My first question to you is Mace. In football, do you think strength of schedule matters for a team trying to take it all the way?
Oh yes, definitely. I think I love those teams that have their hardest game as the first game of the year. It almost makes people go hard on the off season pause and come in ready to play. It's no tune up. The first game of the year we have the Eagles. You get what I'm saying? Like when you start the season like that, I think it puts the fire under a team, and even if they struggle in the beginning, it almost sets the tone for everybody to come in playing on all cylinders because you don't have time to get ready, and all of these games, whether it's the first four games that are just two rivals in there. You want to put two rivals in there just so everybody go take their game to the next level, and they know all summer they got to come back better. We got them the first game of the season. You start marking that season down. I meant that game down, and I'm quite sure it's not different because you're playing football. I know I'm more familiar with basketball, but I can only imagine the same way somebody would prepare for a Duke North Carolina game. You would definitely have to prepare for a contender when it comes to the NFL.
Yeah, I think that schedule does matter, and who you play does matter. But when your record is 9-2, at the end of the day, it's 9-2.
Hmm.
It isn't like they got that say, "Yo, we only want to play the Panthers 3 times," and whoever else is terrible right now. They didn't put their schedule together. Um, but at the same time, you do have to play no matter what the Buffalo Bills twice, and that matters. Buffalo Bills has been good for the last few years, so if you beat Buffalo twice, which I'm not saying they have yet, I'm just saying that's a good team. So I'm not going to argue with Cam Newton because Cam Newton would know way more about scheduling and football than me. But at the end of the day, 9-2 is 9-2. But to Cam's point, when it gets down to the nitty gritty, you'll see exactly how good you are, how good you aren't. You know what? I remember used to, and like I said, I'm gonna jump to basketball and playing high school in New York City. Right when I grew up playing high school basketball, I used to get into arguments with my friends and shit. Like me and Mace had friends. Me and Mace went to public school, and we had friends that went to Catholic school, and we would be busting niggas' ass. And we had friends that went to Catholic school and be like, "Y'all niggas ain't playing nobody though." And they and I used to be like, "Yo, if we play y'all right, if we play Rice, we gonna bust y'all ass." They're like, "Can we playing against Christ the King? We playing
Yeah.
against All Hollows. We playing against Talentine. We playing against Malloy. You got a game tomorrow against Park West." I used to be like, I used to be like, set it up. Let's get a scrimmage. But it's a good point. It's a good point because every game in Catholic school is a tough game to win. Public school, when we played, it was a couple games when you say, ain't no way we not beating graphics by 25 points.
Yeah, A. Philip Randolph.
Yeah, exactly. It's certain games that you know that it's going to be a wash. So, yeah, scheduling does matter, and I agree with that to a certain extent. But that's just when you get the opportunity to play against good teams, you have to show and prove.
Yeah, so
Hmm.
that's the thing about this because his take is obviously saying like, okay, if you're playing certain teams, like, is that going to be able to help y'all going to the playoffs? So he said the thing I have a problem with is if you keep playing sorry scrubs, then you're going to have this falsetto of a mentality going into the playoffs, and it has a one and done written all over it. So that was his take. So I know Cam, you said like 9-2 is 9-2. Then Mace, I know you're talking about like schedule does matter, but do you feel like because of who they've played that invalidates the Patriots, or you do think that they are a strong team?
I think definitely they're a strong team. I think you don't get to, like Cam said, you don't get the 9-2 without being a good team. I think more so what we're talking about is like I think a year ago when we was talking about the Detroit Lions, that play out is one of those things that they would be better if they had that schedule be a little bit different. I think it's where the games landed that sets the mindset for the team. Like again, when I'm saying when you start out with that we got to get this type of mentality, it seems to just makes it way all the way through the regular season. No championship team starts out the season thinking, "Oh, we're going to be sorry in the beginning." Most championship teams set their mind in summer camp that we're going to win it this year, or we have a chance to win it if we get past these games. So they start marking out those games and they start focusing and focusing in on the details and things that is necessary to win those games. So that's what I would say to that. So again, the schedule matters.
And repeat the question, Stat, just so I answer it correctly.
Yeah, so because they've played teams that you could say aren't as good, do you think that that invalidates them as a team? Were they actually a strong team?
Depends on your mindset. I say no. It doesn't invalidate them. To me, I take shit like that. If I'm a Patriots player, even though Cam Newton's not in the NFL, he's not playing. I take shit like that as bullet board material. This what they think of us. All right,
Mm-hmm.
bet. All right, who? I would go on a personal shit. Who Cam like? What team he into? Who he think is tough? Because whoever he think is tough, I can't wait to play them. That would be my mind state. And I would have my teammates ready for that particular mind state. Because in other words, they're basically saying, yo, these niggas they playing a bunch of cupcakes. My thing is this, the reason why I said 9-2 is 9-2. It isn't like they're not playing college, they're going to play college teams. They're playing NFL teams.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not playing JV. They're not playing freshman teams. They're playing NFL teams. And yeah, NFL team, yeah, NFL team. They beat
Yeah.
9 NFL teams. So I would just take that as bullet board material if I played for the Patriots. So that would be my mindset. But it really depends on the mindset of them. Um, and I really think somebody like Stephon Diggs wants to really, really win. Like, yo, listen, I was with the Bills. I was with the Titans. Listen, this is a chance to really win. Not only that, win against a team, not a team, win a division which he played in for a couple years where it really didn't end on a good note. Then you
Mm-hmm.
have somebody, like I said, Josh McDaniels, who actually knows how to win, the offense coordinator. Then you have a young Drake May looking good. Look, I think they have all the tools to win. It's about putting it together. But
Good take.
I wouldn't say it invalidates them. No, not at all. They beat non-professional teams.
Right. Good takes. Okay, so we have actually a quote from Drake May too, which has been real interesting just because in the world of sports, typically we would hear the commentators what they had to say, but not so much from the athletes. So Drake May was asked if he hears and reacts to those things that are basically being said about him. And he said, I don't know. I don't even know what show he's on. I think they get paid to make remarks in certain comments. So we're not worried about what we're only worried about what people in our organization think and what my teammates think, and everyone's going to have different opinions. So that's what Drake May said when he was asked about it. And then we got one more quote. Stephen A heard that and he had a reaction and he said, he's a liar. First of all, let me tell you, not to brag. Pardon the Interruption is the number one show on ESPN spanning 20 plus years. First Take is the number one morning show, 13 years and counting. Don't tell me you're an athlete and you don't know that. Don't tell me that you're an athlete and you don't know that Cam Newton is on this show. You are lying. So we heard what Cam Newton said. We heard Drake May's reaction. We heard Stephen A's 2 cents. Mace, what is your opinion on just the interaction as a whole? And then how do you feel about Drake May's response?
I think Drake May said what he was supposed to say. I think when you think about being the quarterback that he is and how well he's playing and how well his team is performing, you want to cut the noise out. You only want to use the noise as it works for your team. Like he's not supposed to say, I watch Stephen A every day. He's not supposed to say, according to First Take, we're this, because then that will lend their ear to everything that the news reporters are saying. You want to specifically take the things out that they're saying and use it, like Killer said, on the board to rally the team. But you don't want to say things that or bring things in the locker room and now start arguing with Stephen A, who's one of the bigger voices that when it comes to sports. You want to stay focused. You're having a breakout year and you want to keep it right then and there. That's what I would do. I wouldn't even entertain nobody. We're winning right now. We're the team to beat, and I'm the quarterback to be MVP. That would have been my response.
I agree with Mace 100%. I have nothing to disagree with. Listen, I think the Stephen A. And shout out to my brother Stephen A. That's my bro. He's very protective of the brand First Take. Very, very protective when it comes to that. He's executive producer of the show, so on and so forth. But Mace is 100% correct. I'm not paying attention to what y'all do. Did you have a job to do to watch me? And I got a job to go out and perform. I'm not going home if I'm an athlete and say, yo, turn on and let me see what they was talking about today. And say this, that, and the third. I'm watching film. I'm seeing how I could get better, and I'm seeing how I can make my team produce when it comes playoff time and hopefully try and win the Super Bowl. My obligation as an athlete is not to go around surfing on cable or the internet to see what the fuck niggas are saying about me. That's not my job. So Mace answered that 100% correctly. It's times like, even with me, right? I'm talking about with me, right? As an entertainer, niggas talk shit about me all the time, and I don't be knowing. Sometimes I really don't know, and niggas may think I know, but I don't know until somebody sends it to me. Yo, you heard this, Cam? I'll be like, nah, I ain't even hear it. They be like, yo, so-and-so said this about you. And I'll be like, then I take that into consideration, right? And I'll be like, why'd you even send this to me knowing how I am? Now, I'm taking it as, you want me to say some dumb shit because you know how I get. I'd rather not hear it so I can ignore it. I would prefer you not to send to me. Like, I got friends like that. And I'm talking about my real close friends. I got a bunch of friends. But sometimes I don't pick up for everybody all the time because some friends is all just calling me for shit like that. Yo, you heard? Yo, you know so-and-so said this about you. Yo, you heard the nigga say this about you. And I'm like, why would you want me to know that knowing how I am? Don't call. Why don't you call and see how I'm doing? You know what I'm saying? Because that means, I'm just saying, some things, now don't get it fucked up. Some things I need to hear. Some things I do need to hear. But if you know it ain't going to make a difference, like, it's bullshit, why even send it to me? Because I don't need to hear it, because I don't give a fuck. But now you making me give a fuck. So sometimes I don't even pick up for niggas, not because I don't love them or anything else, but I know what you call it for. You calling to wild me up. And I'm not going, and that's why I'm not going to feed into that today. I just got other things to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think Dre May answered this 100% correctly, because you're focused on what you're doing, not paying what people like Stephen A. or myself or Mace or anybody else is doing, especially when you're in a situation you're in at 9 and 2.
Those are great takes. Okay, we're going to go to break. When we return, we will discuss the best teams in the East and the best teams in the West. Don't go anywhere.
I'm just saying, okay. Like, hey, if you want to put the light on it. DJ, the Dime Life brand is serious. I love that shirt you got on.
Like this, and your bank account is that much, you say whatever the fuck you want to say.
Rally around him with that, the picture of his daughter sitting on the lap of the LSU player.
So, Will, we happy that you can join us?
Man, thank you for having me on.
Look, I tell you this. Hey, okay, let me tell you this. I got too much money to be fighting.
We ain't got that no more. And we've taken that song a long time and made it our anthem.
Parlay Jenkins.
I even put your bullshit ass book up here on my you know what I mean?
Welcome to Start with the Facts.
What's up, big dog? What's up, big dogs? Martin Luther King Jr. will be alive today if Tua was the shooter. Tua's passer rating can barely go to the club and get a bottle. 24.1 passer rating against the Browns. Marlon Humphrey is online saying that he wants to go on a glizzy tour. He wants to go to 50 states and try 50 Glocks.
It's going to be challenging for A.J. Brown. He typically stands outside the numbers a lot, and that's where PS2 thrives.
CeeDee Lamb said this is one of the best offenses he's been a part of. And as much as I hate to say it, I can see why he says that. I just said all these positive things about the Cowboys makes me want to throw up. So I know it's taboo to put your hands on your kids. I know. But I had to whoop your son the other day.
When I evaluate rookies, the best thing I can always say about the ones that are doing the best, they understand pass protection. Pass pro is where you see some rookies struggle. He's not doing that. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far.
Welcome back. Now let's get into our underdog picks of the day. Tonight, the Nuggets will play the Rockets. Underdog has Jokic at 27.5 points. Do you have him higher or lower, Mace?
Of course, I gotta go higher when it comes to Joker. I don't think if you told me he was gonna have 36 points, I would have said higher. It's just Joker is just one of those players you just can't go lower. Pause on any of his stats.
I'm going to go lower this particular game because I think right now Houston is starting to gel. And don't get it fucked up. Denver's playing really well right now too. I'm excited about this game tonight. This is a really, really good game for the Western Conference. It looks like Denver wants to get back to where they were at a couple years ago, and it looked like Houston has said, "Now we're here." What you can't, and I was listening to some takes. What you can't do is scout for Houston's height. Houston has 4 players starting that's 6'11", and their point guard is 6'7". So I remember when I believe it was Minnesota Timberwolves had sent Denver home because they kind of had I don't want to call fake Twin Towers with Cat and Rudy Gobert, and they was giving Joker problems because you had 2 7-footers giving him problems. So when you got 6'11" people on the court, I think they're going to game plan to double team Joker, and I think he'll have a lot of assists, but I don't think he'll have a lot of points because they're going to try and harass him, give him a hard time. And listen, this easier said than done to give Joker a hard time, but I remember him actually saying this when they played against Minnesota that year. He's like, yeah, they got 2 7-footers on me, the team, he politely threw his teammates under the bus. Niggas got to help out. I'm doing what I got to do.
Okay. Then Underdog has Kevin Durant at 26.5 points. Do you have him higher or lower, Cam?
Higher.
Lower.
Mace, this your team. Lower. And
This
then
my team. I think in order for them to beat Denver, for Kevin Durant and them to beat them, I think he can get 40. His potential is to be at 42 against this team because at the 3 position, they're not going to have anybody formidable that could really stop him. But I think when it comes to this team, he's going to have to get some other people involved to beat that Denver team. It couldn't just be him.
Okay. And then Sengun is at 21.5 points. Do you have him higher or lower, Mace?
I have him higher.
Yep, more higher as well.
Okay, make sure y'all download the Underdog app and you can make your picks too. So looking at the top standings in the East right now, we got the Pistons, the Raptors, the Knicks, the Cavs, then the Heat. Mace, out of these 5 teams, who do you trust the most to keep this momentum?
The Raptors. Who else?
Knicks. Cavs, Heat.
Knicks, Cavs. I don't trust your Heat, Stat. You know that 100%. I don't trust them.
It's not her Heat anymore, Mace.
Oh, yes, yeah, it is. I made that clear
it's still
too.
The crib. And the home will always be the home. Stat, that is wild for you. You know how they say I like that for you? I don't like that for you.
You know what they said, actually? They said that I had to have graduated from Titletown Summer School because I have made my own rules at this point. And I'm okay with that. I could teach a master class because y'all know where I'm at. Y'all know where I be. And that's that.
That was mean. That was a clip right there. You graduated from Titletown, so you blaming this on my summer school. Well, we actually did tell you, Stat, go with the winners. Yes. That's what I would tell my daughter if I had a daughter. I would tell her, go with the winner. Life is not going to be better with the losers. Like Cam said, who wants to lose? he said this once or twice. I'm just keeping everything in as a mental note. But when it comes to this team, the Heat I don't trust. And I love Florida, but I can't trust this Heat team. Who else you talked about? Detroit. I would love to see Detroit win, and I love the city of Detroit. I love everything about Detroit except I'm not sure about this team just yet. So if I have to pick somebody, it's going to be the Knicks, or I want to say this, Killer, the Cavs with Lonzo Ball. They are a different team in the backcourt. Every time they got to the playoffs, I felt like they was always missing that other combo guard that can make something happen and take some of the force and some of the pressure off of Donovan. And I think Lonzo Ball is a big guard that can play the point, that could also, play the wings and distribute the ball and also knock down a three. So I think that becomes a total different team with Lonzo Ball. If he's healthy, maybe he could play like Halliburton a little bit. So my team, I'm gonna go with out of the East. I like Cleveland better than the Knicks. I don't know why.
If you're asking about me, a team I can trust out of these 5 teams,
It's the Knicks.
I gotta go with the Knicks.
Yeah.
And you know what? I shouldn't trust them for nothing. They are not to be trusted. If anybody should not trust anybody, this is a team not to be trusted. Now, look, I really like Detroit. Detroit is looking good. Cade Cunningham is looking like the person that we thought, that the player that we thought he would be a couple years ago. Stepped into being an all-star on the verge of being a superstar. Shout out to Detroit. And listen, Detroit played really well for them not to be in the playoffs for a long time last year. They were a game away from advancing. So I really like Detroit. Cleveland, it's about them being healthy at the end of the year. That's really all it's about for me. They have to be healthy. Mason made a great point with Lonzo. That was an excellent observation. But will he be available? That's the one question I'm having as well. And when you think about the Knicks, if it ain't this season, just pack it. Just pack the organization up, man.
You will blow the team up if it's not this year?
I didn't say blow the team up. Pack the whole organization up and bring put them niggas in the start the CBA back up. I don't even want them in the NBA no more. This is
You
the
don't want
best
them in the
opportunity.
NBA.
I don't even want NBA. Listen,
Where
this
can
is
they play at if not in the NBA?
the best league I heard, from what I've heard, don't get me wrong, for everybody else gets mad, is in Australia. That's the second best league in the world. Go pack up and win a championship in Australia. Be the New York Knicks in Australia, because this is the best year you had. Look, you brought everybody back. Not only did you bring everybody back, you paid OG got his money, Mikal Bridges got his money, Jalen Brunson took a pay cut even though he got his money. Listen, you brought Cat back. When you sit there and think about who is the best, you think about centers on the East, right, Mason? I'm asking you a question, just your opinion. In the East Coast, and there's no right or wrong answer, who's the best center to you?
On the East Coast.
Just on the East Coast.
Joel Embiid.
With John B, he's averaging 4 points this year. When he's healthy, I agree with you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I agree with you. But you got people like Mobley, you got people like Bam or whatever. But
Cat is the best.
Who?
Cat is the best on the East Coast.
That's what I'm saying, right? So that's what they pumping. So if you got the best you got the best
playmaker,
the best center on the East Coast. To you, who's the best point guard on the East Coast right now?
Jalen Brunson, hands down.
So you got the best center, you got the best point guard, you got a good surrounding core, you got a coach that's been to the championship and lost, but you got him winning championships as an assistant. The elements are there. It should be no excuse for
There should be
anything.
no excuses. Even off the bench, you got two of the best 6 men. You
Yes,
got
it's
Clarkson,
Clarkson. Yeah,
and you got the other guy, Hart.
yeah, and not only that, yet the backup center ain't bad. Mitchell Robinson isn't bad.
You
Look,
eight deep. Pause.
it's New York Knicks. It should be no excuse this year for nothing. So if you're asking me, Stan, who I trust the most, it's the Knicks. But at the same time, they're who I trust the least, if that makes sense.
It's very, very,
You
very
trust them the least.
I trust them the most, but at the same time, I trust them the least.
You just never know. So a team that y'all both didn't name, and I'm just curious if they're just not even on your radar at all, because they are 10-5. The Raptors, y'all just not rocking with them. Don't trust them at all. Like, no, nothing. Mace.
I don't even know anybody on that team. I mean, I know one guy's name, but we can't say it on the show. The white boy, but it was crazy.
Why you can't say his name on the show?
That's what I was gonna say.
But look it up on ESPN.
Mr. Dick, Grady Dick.
Oh.
Yo, every time, like, they got Glorilla's boyfriend on the team.
Oh, that's all you remember, Stat. That's all Stat knows. That's all Stat knows is they got Glorilla at the game. Shout out to Glorilla. Who she dates on the team?
Brandon Ingram.
I like that for her. She ended up with an NBA player like she wanted. It's fire. Then we gotta put a little bit of respect on the Raptors, but I'm not ready to go with them just yet. Definitely not a team I'm trusting right now.
Okay, Cam.
They got a bunch. They got some players. I agree with Mace. Listen. What they do got is some players that should want some get back.
Yeah.
When I say that, you got a person like Brandon Ingram, like words, so niggas think I ain't it. You gonna ship me to Canada back.
Yeah.
You got somebody who's from Canada, even though he's from Canada, they got rid of him. When you think about RJ Barrett, right? Scotty Barnes is on the team. Listen, they got some players that should be like, oh, so y'all gonna think y'all setting us up here and y'all gonna forget about us. All right, let's see what happens. Y'all ain't gonna forget about us. But like May said, for me, they're not passing the eye test.
Yeah.
It's not passing the eye test right now. So we'll see what happens.
Can't be mad at that. Now looking at the West, you got the Thunder, then the Nuggets, Rockets, Lakers, Spurs. Mace, who do you trust the most to keep this momentum? I really want to take out the Thunder because I don't even want that to be, but
yeah, we got to go with the Thunder first, and then it's the Rockets. I think the Thunder, the Rockets, and a healthy San Antonio. I just don't know of anybody that will beat San Antonio week after week. I mean, game after game if they were ever in a 7-game series. So I would have to trust a healthy San Antonio. But until they get healthy, I'm gonna go with the Rockets.
Yeah, shit. Me and Murder agreeing on a lot today. The thing about it, look, San An's my team, but with Wemby injuries, they can't be trusted. But I'm not going to go. I like Ray Mason's answer with the Rockets. It's not a wrong answer, but if I have to pick, first of all, we're not just going to eliminate OKC. Like, just don't, because they're 15-1. Just talk about, they excluded. Like, they're not. Got to go with the defending champions first.
Yeah.
And then I would put the Rockets at number 3. If I'm saying somebody who I trust, if that's the question, I'm going with somebody who won a championship as well. I'm going with Denver. They know what it takes to win. So if I'm asking who's going to be trusted, people, the teams with experience on winning championships already. And we know Kevin Durant's a 2-time champion, but you got to bring them young fellas around to get used to it. You know, when you bring about the core of Denver, Jamal Murray's been there forever. He knows what it takes, a healthy Jamal Murray, that is. Joker knows what it takes. Brought Bruce Brown back. He knows what it takes. So I'm going with Denver second, Houston third, and I'm not going to not put OKC at number one.
Very, very valid. Now, moving along, Steph Curry and Under Armour have parted ways after about 12 years. So Steph will still have full ownership of his signature splash logo as part of his agreement to split with Under Armour. But Mace, how do you feel about this split, and then where do you see him going next?
I hate this concept for both of them. I hate this for one reason, for the company, because I almost identify Under Armour as Stephen Curry's brand. I don't really know of anybody else that wears Under Armour. Not that there's athletes that don't wear it. The person I immediately look at is Stephen Curry when it comes to what is that, Under Armour? Because over the years, not only has he played in these sneakers, he's won championships in these sneakers. I mean, many of those 4 rings, I think at least 3 of those 4 rings came in Under Armour. So you got 3 championships, 3 NBA hard-earned championships in Under Armour. Then you got the high school circuit of AAU and all of the camps that he's done with Under Armour. So year after year, children were indoctrinated in Under Armour because of Stephen Curry. So you put that brand together. Now it's almost like the only way this works is if you saw Nike became Air Jordan, like the box just became an Air Jordan box instead of a Nike box is an Air Jordan box. I think that's what you would have to do with Stephen Curry, because his popularity has grown so strong that maybe he could transition this over. But the reason why I said this is even bad for Under Armour is because somebody that has done as much as Stephen Curry has done for your brand, if it's not his brand, you would have to make that right. He's the signature person of Under Armour. And maybe he was just asking for stock. People hate when young African American men want to be smart when it comes to business. It's like people are almost offended. He probably wanted some of the company, or something that he should have, because he's done so much for Under Armour. I can't even think of nobody else.
Yeah, I remember actually Cam Newton when he first came, before he went to Nike. I believe he was with Under Armour too. But Mace, those was absolutely some great points, because it used to be ABCD camp. We was coming up 5-star camp, and it was a lot of Under Armour camps, whether Steph Curry was there or not. You know what I'm saying? So that was very, very great points when it comes to, and it teaches you a little bit about business, right? What Mace just said. Under Armour, I haven't really done the due diligence on it, right? I'm trying to pull it up now, but Mace made some great points. All right, so look, right, and that's just so pardon me. Just some real quick homework, and I didn't dive into it. I wish I would have knew he was talking about this, because I would have had the exact numbers. But it's 14 billion to 28 billion after Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying? And this happens in business all the time. I think this is one of them situations where you think about this, right? Sometimes people want to get to a goal, and when they hire somebody or sign somebody like Steph Curry, and you're saying, look, these are imaginary numbers I'm about to say. My company's valued at $1 billion right now. I think I want to hire Steph Curry. You pay him however much money, the shares, the stocks, like Mace just said, but your company is now valued at like I said, all figurative numbers. My company's valued at $15 billion. It was valued at $1 billion when I got here, but now Steph Curry's here. It's $15 billion. I only really wanted $10 billion. I don't give a fuck. I'm cashing out. Who want to come buy this shit from me? Because I really just wanted to cash out at $10 billion. But now I got an extra 5. So thank you, Steph Curry, for your services. You made your money. We made our money. And now I'm going to move to Monaco with my family. That's how it be. So when sometimes you'll be like, damn, man, niggas did niggas dirty. They did what was best for them as a company. And then your brand, which is Steph Curry, you have to take into consideration, this may not last forever, so let me do what's best for me while this is going on. And that's where I believe is at. For Under Armour to break up with Steph Curry, like Maye says, you identify Under Armour with Steph Curry. With the owner of Under Armour right now, be like, I'm about to cash out. I'm 70. I don't know how old he is. I'm just guessing. Sometimes people are looking to cash out and move on and do something different.
Well, good luck to Steph and his future endeavors, but we know he'll be just fine.
Yeah, and shout out to the Curry brand. The Curry brand.
Yeah.
I think it was like really kind of crazy that he didn't own any part of it. Like not even a small part. Because I remember when Under Armour was a startup company. I remember I think I was back in and when I was going to Clark, Atlanta, I think it was like way back there that somebody invested some money or was like a partner in it. That's when I first heard of it. And what he was able to do there is phenomenal. And he made a lot of money, so I don't feel bad for him, but you know, as black men we gotta just and not just black men, as entertainers, period, we just gotta do better business.
It's also sometimes learning. A lot of the times we don't how are you gonna know?
Well, the thing about it is this, right? When Steph Curry first got there, Under Armour offered him $4 million. Nike didn't want to match that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Steph wanted to go to Nike, but Nike wouldn't match it. So when you're in that type of business, right, you're saying, damn, of course, that's a dream when you're when you're young. I'm gonna have my own sneaker, yo. To have your own sneaker was like a big thing. And when you saying that Nike doesn't want to match it, what do you do next? I just watched Allen Iverson's documentary, shout out to my nigga AI, and that's why he went with Reebok, because Nike didn't want to match what Reebok was offering. He like, fuck that, I'm gonna go make Reebok hot. You ever notice, right? Let me tell y'all something real quick. You ever notice, as great, some people got him in definitely top 5 two guards of all time. Talking about Dwayne Wade. You ever see a pair of Dwayne Wade's? Ever? Ever. Know why? Because he signed with a company in China. They gave him $200 million, I believe, or something close to that. Nigga said, you ain't gonna get mine unless you be in China. Because it's about the money. That's about the money for Dwayne Wade. Nigga said, I wear a pair, a D chain.
Ling Ling.
Yeah.
Pause.
You know
Ling Ling.
Yeah, exactly. Because it was $200 million from what I was understanding. I may be off on the number, but it was a lot of money. As good as Dwayne Wade was, and people label him as, like I said, top 5 two guards all time, depending on who you're talking to. You've never seen a pair of Dwayne Wade sneakers like, yo, these are new Dwayne Wades. These are the Wade. She said, yo, I'm in it for the cake. I would love to be fashionable with you niggas.
Yeah.
Oh,
man.
But so let me ask y'all, if you were in these shoes, right? Are you going for the bigger deal even if it's not a known name? Or are you going for the name even if it's less because exposure? Which one are you choosing, Mace?
According to these last couple of business deals, we gotta go with the Munyon. We got to, all of that. The biggest name. I might need a sneaker with Ling Ling. Pause. I might need to have somebody reach out and get my sneaker in China. You don't have time to wait on the States. If they're giving out money like that, you're not gonna be mad static if I come in here and say, hey, Killer, we're sponsored by Ling Ling. Ling Ling wanna sponsor you now. Ling Ling wanna throw you 30 million a year. You know, are you gonna wear a few of them when you work out, Stat? Absolutely. You can't wait to be in the airport with your hoodie on with a little Ling Ling little Ling Ling logo. I hope I'm saying it right because I know they're gonna be killing me in the comments. Put it in the comments section, man.
Yeah, put it in the comments section. But I gotta agree with Mason. I gotta go with that chicken. And you know, bro, I'm just, I'm sitting here thinking it's just great to be this age, man. You know what I'm saying? Because at 20, you're gonna be like, what? I don't care how much they got. I gotta go with the Nike for 1.5. I can't go to the block in them joints. They gonna kill me, man. So it's great to get older and experience things and see what's the best situation. Because if I'm 21 and you offered the Ling Lings or Nike, you be like, man, I get it back another way. I ain't wearing them joints, my nigga. Today, sign me up, nigga.
Sign me up.
I'm gonna tell you some funny shit, right? And I'm just giving you a Harlem niggas mentality, right?
Yeah.
I'm just giving you a Harlem niggas mentality. And I know me and Dame not necessarily on the same page, but I'm gonna tell you some shit that he told me one time. We was talking about a nigga, me and Dame, somebody mutual friend we have that we do business with. Dame wasn't really feeling the nigga like they like, yo, that nigga's corny, this, that, and the third. I'm like, yeah, ain't nigga to me, man. You know, this, that, and the third. Dame said, you know what? Let me ask you a question, Cam. And I'll ask you, Mace. You can't make this shit up. He asked me this, I'm gonna ask you this. He said, yo, would you rather have, Mace, 20 million in cash or $1 billion in pennies?
I would want $1 billion in pennies.
That's what I said. Mace said, nigga told me I was bugging. Fuck you. The niggas asked the nigga say, yo, fuck you gonna do with all them little brown coins? He like, give me the 20 million in cash. I ain't got time for that. And then he called the nigga that he ain't like. He said, yeah, that's $1 billion in penny ass nigga. I can't be one of them type niggas. And I was like,
yeah.
Harlem niggas, boy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
that guy, Lou, what's his name? Lou Young? Lou Young, the comedian, you gotta do Dame Dash, yo. You did Michael Irvin. I can't wait to see the Lou Young Dame Dash.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he's hilarious. I would definitely take the billion pennies too, but I actually disagree with y'all on the brand thing because I just feel like the brand makes it like reputable. Like this is something that I know. This is something that I can trust. Like perfect example, and you could call me a big back if you want. I don't care. Growing up in Florida, we have Publix, right?
Yes.
I love Publix. When I go to Publix, I'm going to get Publix chicken tenders. When I go to Publix, I'm going to get Publix sweet tea. Living on this West Coast, they've got grocery stores I've never heard of in my life. I've never heard of a Smith's. I've never heard of an Albertsons. Like that, when I moved here, that was like a culture shock. Because I was like, I've never heard of this. But one thing I will not do, I don't.
Me too, bro. I like Albertsons.
Really?
Yes,
I like Trader Joe's and I like Whole Foods.
Albertsons is the West Coast Publix.
No, it's not the same. I literally will go out my way and go farther to go to Trader Joe's and I will go to Whole Foods because I don't know that like I have to get some of like my seasoning stuff from Albertsons, but that's not my place of choice. But because I'm so used to Publix, when I have went to Albertsons and Smith's, I will not get their chicken tenders and I will not get their sweet tea
You
because
get your
I don't know
chicken tenders
them.
in a box that you still
From
eat this?
Publix?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow,
Them things
Steph.
are so, those are so good. Like even going to school, like I used to get, because I'm weird about sandwiches. You already know that. And if you don't
Who
know
you
that,
think makes that lemonade though, Stat? Who you think makes the lemonade in Publix?
I don't know, but I trust them before I go to Albertsons. So me personally, the money versus the brand, I'm going with the brand. And I'll work my way up to the money. And you can call me naive because that's how I'm feeling. That's what I'm thinking. But I'm like, I just feel like that will come once I gain more of my trust with the brand. Because, like, truth be told, if Steph Curry went and did make his full own company, I know you said like Dwayne Wade's, but like he would be fine now. But he started off with the brand.
Under Armour was not a brand when he went there.
Let me give you an example, right, Stat?
Okay.
Because you're kind of young, and that's the mentality of a 24-year-old. You get 1.5 million from Nike or whoever.
Mm-hmm.
That will not last you. If you fuck up 200 million, that's you have a bad spending problem.
Mm-hmm.
You have a bad. You see, when you get money like this now, you think that's the way it's going to be forever, and it could be, or it might not be. I see rappers that come out and sold 3 million, and the next album sold 100,000, because you may thinking, nigga, I came out the gate sold 3 million. Like a nigga like Chingy, right? No disrespect, Chingy. I fuck with this shit. 3 million out the gate. Next album, they like 100,000. They like, oh, now the record company ain't picking up. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I'm not saying you can sit there and say, cool, yo, my shit is fly, my shit is fly. See, nigga like LeBron, he got a lifelong deal with Nike. Everybody not getting them deals. So if you do a deal for 5 million, let's just say 5 million, I don't know. It seemed like Nike didn't even want to give Steph Curry 4 million. And you get 200 million, you can sit there and say, look, I'm going with the Nike brand because I'm cool with it. But we're talking about money that can secure your future by the time you're 40 and 50 years old. 5 million, I ain't think it's going to be secure if you want to get a car or you want to buy a house and then you want to do a few different things. It may not, 200 million could really secure your future. But you go get them Nike wings and that sweet tea.
I'm just saying, but like we always say, I'm learning. But also, I'm thinking, okay, if I get 1.5 mil, like obviously more money is. Trust me, more money is the better. Like it makes sense, but also sometimes with the brand. Okay, if I know I get 1.5 mil, that doesn't mean I gotta get the most expensive car. I could chill until we figure out what that next move gonna be.
When you get 1.5 million off the top, you got 800,000 after taxes. That's off the top, so you don't have 1.5 million.
You got 800,
but you're still. That's still like the upper. That's still considered upper class. Like that's better than the middle. You know what I'm like? It's still.
How long, let's say, for instance, you got $800,000 today. How long that's gonna last you?
Well, I would probably put.
If you ain't get no more money, how long would that last you?
It can last me a while because you're gonna put. I would put if 800,000 right now. You hand boom, half of that because I can live off of. I don't even have to live off of 100,000 a year. Half of that we're gonna put that into investments and things like that, so that can make money and I won't touch it till I turn 50-55 for the Roth IRA. You know, I'm gonna make those decisions to make it make sense. I don't gotta go crazy and buy everything.
Because you invested, that means it's gonna work.
No.
Good point, Killer.
It doesn't.
Just because you make an investment, that doesn't mean your investment's gonna go good. And no disrespect to you, that's the young person's mentality. I'm gonna do investments. It's gonna man, I'm gonna trip. What's the investment? Is it guaranteed?
Yeah.
200 million tax free. You gotta think this money coming from Asia. It's tax free.
Valid.
200
Well,
million is 200 million from Asia.
yeah.
1.5 in America is 800,000.
Yeah.
So you got
Food for
time.
thought.
Listen, Stat, I'm not disagreeing. I'm not saying, well, I am disagreeing with you. I'm not saying don't have your vision, but don't think that everything, what you should do is value every dollar you get like it's your last dollar, even if you
Yeah.
know you got more money coming. Always take every check you get like it's your last check until you get a big check and be like, all right, I can fuck a few million up, or I can fuck a few 100,000 up because I know I
Yeah.
got this. You know what my backup plan was this, right? My backup plan was this. If I had $5 million, I got $5 million. I'm saying no more money ever, then that would last me 50 years living regular, my kind of regular. Because I would say, look, I'm spending $100,000 a year. You got a rent, you live in a nice spot, that's, let's just say $2,500. That's $30,000 a year. Then you got your bills, or you got your food. You may want to take a trip. I'm just rounding it off to $100,000 a year. Some people don't even make that. But you sit there and say, let's just say $100,000 a year, and I say to myself, okay, cool. If I never made another dollar, this $5 million gonna last me the rest of my life, because that'd be 50 years. And I was like 30 something at that time. So I'm sitting there saying to myself, okay, boom, putting this away in case shit go left. I got $5 million, and that'll last me $100,000 a year for the next 50 years. Anything after that, I could go. It's extra. It's party.
Yeah.
I could splurge on this, splurge on that.
Yeah.
Because $100,000 a year, you could do a little something extra. You could take a trip with your family if you got a regular job. You know what I'm saying? If you live a regular life, you could do that. But you can't think that money's gonna be here like you getting it today in 5 years. Hopefully you make it 10 times more than we all making right now. But that ain't the way life works. You have to prepare, hope for the best, prepare for the worst.
Quote of the day. I love these conversations, especially when we have different point of views, because I think it gives some insight into how all of us think. And I'm always learning something. And hopefully sometimes I teach y'all something, even if it's not what you're used to hearing. But
Listen, you do teach us stuff. Listen, it's always good to get different people's perspective, but that should really be the quote for today. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst.
Yeah.
Ain't guaranteed, baby.
Facts. Okay. In the comments down below,
Yeah,
let us know which y'all would choose.
What you gonna say, Mace?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say and try to get years ahead. If you get years ahead, that goes along with what Cam's plan was to make sure you could live in the future.
For sure. In the comments down below, let us know what y'all would choose, the brand or the money on. Either answer is right, but we want to know what y'all are thinking. But that is all the time that we have for today. Thank y'all for watching. And as always, it is what it is.